So welcome back to more live Linux development. Only here on this channel, how many developers and bots does it need to maintain a Linux distribution? Kind of sort of one plus friends and family and other, but no, just a joke. Anyway, let's continue with installer stuff. Just a tiny little cleanup from yesterday. We worked on this and I said, nah, this old one directory there is a little bit old-fashioned. So let's change that. Let's first. This is a tiny change. It's just a tiny little cleanup change. Let's maybe build that here just to see that it actually builds right now, not that we continue working with a broken state. It's just a little bit of cleanup and stuff that it's probably, I hope it doesn't break something though. But it needs testing and it needs to be, or it doesn't need to be done, but if you don't, well, there is so much stuff, right? So only constant is change, and with change regression and never change the running system. But if you, of course, on the other side, if you never clean something up, then it accumulates, and you, after decades, you wonder, like, it's an unworking state because everything is old-fashioned and strange and stuff. Obviously, if you notice that it has fallen out of its time, then eventually you also need to clean that up a little bit. Also, by the way, while we do that, we removed quite some dots that always have been a little bit out of place or random noise. Let's maybe, while we touch that, remove some more there. Off target, share, installer build. Is it actually build second, stage 2? So one thing would be excessive dots. Here we could use that. Nah. I mean, we don't really need to need a status for each thing here, obviously. Maybe we use that here. Just so that it all looks a little bit more polished. But this was not a big change. So the bigger change is maybe it's just changing here a variable assignment. Let's see. It's disk dir from, or we inherit that from somewhere else. Because, okay, interesting. Why do we, maybe that we can wipe it? So I would want so that it's already in there, so it comes from somewhere else. What was it? I didn't copy that enough. Misc target. Not from there, apparently. So yeah, that is a big Rust thing. And so yeah, so much to Epic and Threadripper when you have quite some serial LTO and yeah. So much to a real Epic or Threadripper making that faster. Okay, maybe that is in the installer then after all. Target share. Was it not disk dir? What did I freaking copy there? Disk steer. I can grab long if there is an. Okay, that is okay. This is at least in the install. I mean, boot disks is like from decades ago. Yeah, disks is, I guess, it's not even CD anymore. How do we call that? Let's just call this ISO. I mean, nobody write this to some CD or disk anymore. I think so. The thing is, we have already. By the way, do we use it somewhere else? Need to be a little bit careful not to wipe everything. It's like, yeah, still. Yeah, that is really set to C11 multi-threaded machine, right? Because it is only in build second stage. I'm somewhat inclined to remove it then from there. Yeah, let's not touch this line. And just define that here. And use this here just. So this looks, I always prefer to have, of course this works, but I always, oops, no, I hate mouse wheel scrolling, you touch it a little bit. I mean, pointless features that I never asked for. Maybe, yeah, okay, this is fine. Because, so if I prefer like major variables a little bit on the top end. In between, sure, you can always grab it, it's a little bit overlooked there. So just use that. And I mean, theoretically, we could SED that to stage dir, but this is a little bit too much. I don't like for the history and blame and annotation and stuff to touch all those lines. I think stage name for the second or multiple boot stages there, second boot stage. Stage there would be better, but as users do not see this, this is too much history touched here in my opinion. I think this could already be all. And yeah, this is why, for me, I said multiple times regarding Threadripper, as much as I would like a Threadripper, it's also freaking expensive. And then maybe more, with all this unfortunate serialized bottlenecks of LTO, and sure, we could have mold, but I think, yeah, Rust is running, so some mold stuff. Yeah, Rust is super amazing and stuff, and then you have this kind of, how long is it already running? It's not, yeah, also 7 gigs of memory, right? Yeah, already 3 minutes 40, right? So amazing. Basically, Rust already for just LTO linking this, already consumed more than live streaming, 2 live streams with OBS. So we have that hopefully, yeah, we RM those directories. Of course, this is all not user visible, this is only long-term maintenance. And because of the changes that we don't have this here in disks, previously this was here in disks. And now we have this straight here, which actually should we actually wipe that at the end of, you know, probably I think we deleted that. So the difference is that it's not in this disk folder, and it's always, I mean, sure, you could always argue it's nicely grouped, but I think this is too many levels. It's always annoying to find stuff, and it's getting a little bit long here, this pass stuff. So these are the init files and files wanted. Yeah, only need to be a little bit careful not to clobber. We could actually rename this to second stage files if we wanted to. Maybe that is actually a good idea to sort this a little bit, just because we can. It's a little bit a balance of never change a running system and unnecessary changes. But if this are not this is files wanted, I think, how many? Yeah, these are not that many. So we could, what did I say? Second stage files, right? Second. Stage 2. Second stage, yeah, it's indeed a little bit inconsistently named. Oops. We could, I mean, this works. Maybe actually, yeah, maybe actually leave it like that. So this has a benefit to avoid clobbering other things, because we built this now in one shared top level directory, and being more consistently named with also the other init files there we did yesterday. Here for second stage init files, I think this makes somewhat sense. And hey, Firefox build. So we could actually restart that. Restart Firefox. And see if it still works. Yeah, 100 thank you. 100 thank yous. Amazing. By the way, as packaging Firefox for 2 decades or so, probably nearly, you're welcome, Mozilla, doing your work for free. Does it still? So yeah, apparently that is that probably the first Linux. Wouldn't surprise me if we are, as usual, the first Linux distribution to ship that. We ship actually kind of sort of installation thing than before Mozilla. What was the? No, it was not that live. Was it? That. So there we have that. Guess we can commit that. And there, by the way, also some changes to the T2 website and other surrounding stuff coming. We 1 point. The bitrate is a little bit low. Of course, YouTube wants, because we live stream over Vodafone's failing DOCSIS infrastructure here in the capital of Berlin, because that is internet in Germany. So that build. Let's svn switch there. Let's hope that merges. Maybe that merged. Apparently this was not needed after all. Oh, so we need to look careful. I have there. Changes I do not want to commit yet. So there you have that, plus other stuff. There's probably some bloody merge. I really hate this merge info. Completely pointless waste of... I don't even know why this is. I mean, I didn't even touch this freaking geo stuff in a long time. That is so silly. But that's probably the penalty for still using Subversion. Where is our... Here is our... What else did we change? Was it only install or... Was it only maybe? Yeah, I think we grabbed something else after all this was here. So just a tiny little, actually we should double check that. But I think this should have been change free. Build second installer stages in... Is it ISODIR or what is the name of... ISO FSDIR. So art of writing messages. I guess. Yeah. Something like that. Welcome everyone. So we have here some random stuff that is not the most important, but at least you get Firefox already. I only wonder, should we last minute merge that into the tag? Probably it's not really necessary. I wonder if it works better. So I mean, I sometimes had this flickering in the menu that I still didn't know where it... Actually, I think there was some... Yeah, so Wayland, I still have here sometimes graphic artifacts. There was a small one. At least I think there was a small one. Sometimes it's extremely flickering. I have no idea why this... Nothing has redrawing issues or stuff, just this bloody menu had. For what other Wayland reasons. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Also, actually, I need one more thing. I actually wanted to... So we need to switch here to... text again. Let's hope we don't get freaking merge info, because I hate merge info. We didn't. And we need to merge, still merge some changes from yesterday, which is probably all of this we still need to merge. Did we merge? And so yeah, this is the thing, if you finally work with branches in text, then yeah, okay, we merged that. To be fair, the other stuff is cosmetic. Let's not merge it. Let's like be true professionals and only merge what is really necessary, and that is this here. The other stuff is just, yeah, faster shutdown, and I mean, it's nice to have. Okay, let's merge those because it is cutting 15 seconds or so from the, okay, let's merge it. Let's first merge the more important thing, which is that one. Oh, fucking merging, are you freaking kidding me? This is so pointless. I mean, why is it, what is it even freaking out? This was not even freaking touched here. I mean, this is, yeah. And this is the crazy stuff, right? For decades, it's doing random shit. I never needed that, I never had that, and now it's doing random shit as a probably new feature of some sort, and it's only degrading my experience. I was so much to never touch a running system. But you guessed it. So and then we merge the shutdown, the history. This is of course extremely cosmetic, but this is nice to have. That is that here. So, I guess then we can really release that now. Now we only need to selectively rebuild. Alright, we were already on that one. Yeah, so now we only need to selectively rebuild that. Let's hope we don't make any. We also need to actually uninstall this Firefox. Here is no version that we just test built. Just to make sure. Yeah, so I rebuilt all of the stuff, then I rsync the ISOs again, and then I hope it's mostly fine. The only really other, I mean, it's like everyday recurring theme, right? Every day, but one more thing. But that's, boys and girls, is release management, responsible release management. And it's just freaking complex, right? Not only this is gigabytes of sources, millions of files, like all the Firefox, Linux kernel, GCC, LVM, Clang, Rust. This is crazy amounts of trusted code base, and this just has bugs and features and quirks and stuff. And that is reality. And with that, the ever-changing constant is change and bugs and regressions to do that. So only really one last thing would be testing the 3D accelerated DRI driver stuff that, due to our yesterday's mentioned change, that prefix change for those, that it actually still works. Probably I should actually really freaking test that. But yeah, that's it for today. If you have any comments and stuff, leave it down there below. Otherwise, it would be amazing if you share, like, and subscribe. I hope you learned something, and to see you soon for all the next fun stuff to come.